Hi everybody, this is probably going to be a short vlog, but before we get into it, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and the notification bell as well. Join the ordinary army, and let's get into the vlog. We are in my bedroom. It is the place that supposedly should be the place where it's nice, it's cozy, and this is just not. So we have built this bedroom out of necessity more than anything else when we moved in. And I thought it was time for me to just really get this a good go now that we basically have the downstairs all done with what we can do with this space. The outside is getting really close as well. So I'm just gonna show you guys around, and please don't judge all the mess because there's a lot of it, but I'm gonna explain through the mess. So I have a pile of stuff over here. This is a large pillow that I'm gonna use. We have a blanket, and I have like a, you know, morning thing, some things on the walls. So what I really want to do is probably find something that can hang in front of the electrical like stuff here, just to kind of hide that, because it's ugly, it's just bad. So we're gonna try to find something that can hopefully be in front of that to hide it a little bit. These shelving units are probably going to get down because I have an idea for what we can do in that corner. Going over here, now there's a big pile of clothing on the floor here. So this is clothing that I can no longer fit. It is way too big. It is just all the clothing from when I was a lot bigger than I am now. So I have sorted through it, and there's just a lot of stuff, a lot of pants, shirts, everything in between. So I'm gonna have to pack that down so I can hopefully at some point try to get rid of it to maybe like a thrift store or something like that. Now we have this unit here. This was originally not supposed to be for clothing, but we actually ended up having to put it here because there was just no space for it downstairs where we really wanted to have it on display. So my thought process was to take this unit and move it over here so it can kind of be from the corner and out. I have measured it so it is exactly high enough that it will match the height of the window sill, and it will go in a little over that, but it should allow for much easier access. Now we do love our wall of clothing here. It is self-made, but it's so much easier that things are on hangers, so we're gonna leave that. Over here we have tons of sodas and stuff. Most of it is gonna be used for the birthday. And then of course we have our bed. It's a mess right now. And this mirror, I'm gonna have to find out something to do with that as well, because right now, just stand in front of it. As you can see, if I put it up in my eyesight like this, I can't really see myself in the mirror, which is like when you do an outfit check, I can see from my collarbones and down, which is not ideal. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with that. The back room, we're not gonna focus on that today. So we're gonna focus on the bedroom as a whole and trying to make this a bit more cozy. So first is the cleanup. So the things that I'm gonna do firstly is I'm gonna take all my old clothing here and put it in this, it's kind of like a laundry bucket thing. I feel like this is what I can do with it now, because I'm gonna have to sort through it. Some of it is really torn and worn out because most of these clothings are from a time where I was at my heaviest. So that would be like 7XL in clothing sizes. So the clothing just reflects that. And once you are a heavier person, it gets really, really uncomfortable to go out and buy clothing, which is also something I know from myself, that once you find something that fits, you try to keep that for as long as possible, because it's a very uncomfortable experience to go out and buy clothing. But I hope that I can maybe sell this on Facebook Marketplace, because there's a lot of good stuff. Like there's dress shirts and pants and everything in between. So there's a lot of good stuff here that I hope some people can get some use out of, because I promised myself that I will never get that big again. And now that I have what I feel like the binge eating disorder somewhat under control and I'm losing weight, I've never been so comfortable in my life in the way that I look. I'm never going back. So I can actually look at this clothing and be like, you know what? That's a chapter of my life that I never have to face again. I can look back at it. I feel like you should. You should look back at it, and you should respect the process and how you got there as well. But I'm never going back to that. But there's some of the clothing here that it's like, we can keep that, that's good. Some of the clothing, it's like, I never really got to wear it, because it was like the weight loss was so fast that I kind of skipped those clothings. So I always collected clothes because I was like, you know, I'm gonna lose weight someday. I'm gonna be able to fit this. I never did. And now I lost weight too fast. So some of this is brand new and I haven't worn it even once. So I guess that's just one of those things, but we have a whole bucket of clothes here. I'm gonna get rid of it. Now, I do have these two big sweatshirts, also a size extra, like 6XL, I believe. But just look at them compared to me now. So this is not unflattering, like, but I'm a size extra large now. And this is what I used to be. I feel like it's insane. One of these is gonna go to Pernilla because she really likes these oversized ones. One of them I'm gonna keep just as like a reminder of how far I've come. And I feel like it's probably gonna be the gray one because I like that more. So I'm trying to figure out which of these things that we need to do to tackle first. And I feel like the easiest thing to do first is to tackle the back wall here. So the wall behind me, it leads into the back room. It's just not pretty. There's a lot of, you can kind of see them here. There's a lot of piping and it's just very, very ugly looking. So I had an idea with those. I have these old curtains. They are kind of see-through, so you can kind of see through them. Light will go through them, but they are still thick enough that we can actually close it off to kind of create a space that looks a bit more relaxed and luxurious, so we can kind of hide all the ugliness that is behind me. And to that end, because we have like a gabled roof, it's gonna be a bit more difficult, but I thought we would try with these curtain rods. I got these from IKEA. They are very inexpensive, and I feel like we should try to hang these, put the curtains up first to kind of get a feel of how it's gonna look. Like, do we like it? These are very old curtains as well, so don't mind them if we have to put some holes in them to make it work. But I think this is the first job that we're gonna tackle. So let me just get my toolbox and let's screw some stuff into the wall. These are telescope rods, so they can actually extend quite far. I didn't realize this when I bought them, so we might not actually need to use both of them. I have two, but I'm just gonna try and see how far this actually extends, because hopefully I only have to put up one. Before I destroy everything here, they don't actually extend quite far enough to reach the hole of the ceiling, so I'm gonna use both of them and then kind of extend them into each other instead. So I think that's gonna be the best result. So the curtains are up. I got cleaned up a little back where all the sodas are. I think it looks good. It definitely brings some sort of relaxation atmosphere to the room. Over there, it's a bit annoying that, you know, that one is open, but we'll try to figure something out. But it definitely, it creates a very calming vibe up here. So on to the next project. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna get these shelvings off the wall here. They were always just supposed to be a temporarily thing. So I'm gonna remove them, and then we're gonna move our drawers or units, whatever you wanna call it, over here. So let's get these down. Okay, getting that unit over in the corner here has freed up so much space here. Now, it might still look a bit weird to some people that our clothing line or clothing rack is like sitting in the middle, but let me just show you guys. So this is what it looks like. So because the ceiling is gabled, this is as far as we can get it. Ideally, we would love to get it even closer to the back, but that is a little bit difficult because we don't actually know where the studs are. And at this moment in time, we don't know anybody who has a stud finder, and I'm not gonna go buy a stud finder just, you know, to find the single studs here. So for now, this is where the clothing is. We have a lot of stuff here. Ideally, I would love to move the clothes down and further to the back wall. But for now, this is gonna have to do. It has left a lot more space up here, which is really good. And with the curtains, it feels a lot more airy and nice and vibrant up here. So I'm gonna start cleaning. And really try to make something of this place again. And I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. So yeah, it's gonna be one of the shorter vlogs But there's just a lot of stuff that we need to do before the birthday, and I really wanted to tackle this as one of the last projects. So let's start cleaning. So we are a couple of hours later in the day. I just had dinner, which was nice. I'm full, happy, and I just wanted to show you guys what I've done. So we put the unit over here in the corner. I don't really have a plant right now that's big enough to cover the electrical unit, but I think this is so much better than it was before. So we have, of course, a Google Home. This is where all our socks and underwear and stuff is faced or put into. So now I just need to clean up the rest of it, and then we're done up here. Here we have it. Time to show you guys the finished result. I hope you guys can remember what it looked like. But yeah, here we go. So that is it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's one of the shorter ones, but you know, this is just something that had to be done. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, the like and the notification bell as well. We're trying to reach 100 ordinary people who can join the ordinary army. So spread the word. If you know somebody who will love these types of videos, spread the word. And there's nothing else for me to say other than thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay ordinary, because being ordinary is awesome. Bye everybody.